Ooh, some mood lighting. Anyways, the old coot here, coming back at you with another exciting video. I'm going to turn the lights on here for a second. Okay, there we go. Okay, so candles. Let's talk about candles. So the old coot here, coming back at you with another exciting video, talking about candles today and why I prefer the paraffin-free ones, especially these tea lights. But also, if you're doing like any kind of devotion candle, 6-day sanctuary candle, 7-day sanctuary candle, tell me you're on the same page as me, right? This is why I prefer the paraffin free ones. These are the good ones. These are paraffin free. They have a little bit of a yellowish kind of tinge to the wax. Also, the wax that's used to make these, I believe, is palm oil or something similar. You can also get ones that are soy, right? Either one I think is okay. I kind of like the palm ones because they do tend to have the least amount of soot, black smoke, smelling, all that kind of stuff. There's actually no odor at all, not that I can detect, maybe very subtle slight, but like nothing. Nothing compared to the paraffin ones. So these are paraffin. If you notice the color difference, this has just a little bit of a slight yellow tinge to it, whereas these are just like almost an opaque white. Okay, what's the downside of paraffin? So the paraffin ones are they're a byproduct of the petroleum industry. So when you think of petroleum, you think of like gasoline, plastics, right? That kind of thing. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. This video is designed for entertainment purposes only, right? But in my opinion, these are horrendous. My eyes started watering and burning. I started to get that smoky smell in the house, right? When I lit these. Like if you ever walk into a church, I think most churches are starting to switch over from paraffin and they're actually going towards the paraffin free, which usually is that palm oil or palm wax, or they're switching over to even soy. Way better, in my opinion, than the paraffin stuff. The paraffin stuff, in my opinion, it's just horrendous. It causes like more soot, right? It causes more of that eye irritation, that eye burning. There's also a smell. There's a distinct paraffin smell. Sometimes you'll get companies that'll have like a blend, right? Like in the tea lights or in the sanctuary candles, right? If you ever heard of that expression before, like 6-day sanctuary candle or 9-day sanctuary candle or something similar. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll use a blend of like soy mixed with a little bit of paraffin, like that kind of thing. Still not it's better than just straight up pure paraffin, but still not the best in my opinion. The best in my opinion is if you go with pure palm wax, right? Palm oil, palm wax, or if you go with the soy route. Anyways, these are made with the palm, right? Like think palm tree, the palm wax or the palm oil, I believe is what these are made out of. They do last a full 8 hours. There are different versions. There's a 6-hour candle, which is just a little bit like shorter. So if you notice here, these are like super short. These I got from a major chain, I'm not going to mention any specific names, but I got from a major chain. These will go quick. These will go maybe in like sometimes less than an hour. Whereas for just, think about it, twice the size, right? So twice the size, you're getting 8 times or more than 8 times the life out of these than you do out of these. So the paraffin stuff, the negative side is that they do burn quicker and faster, which means you don't get as much shelf life out of them. There's a horrendous smell that comes from the paraffin ones, the really cheap paraffin ones. Also, you get that eye irritation, that burning, at least I did. And then the smell, the distinct paraffin smell that's just, it's kind of, it's just, you don't want to be there. Anyways, on this side of the spectrum, for quantity size, for just doubling the size, like look at that, for just doubling the size, you get 8 hours instead of the 1. So this is 1 hour. This would be 8 hours. You get longer lifespan. There is no soot, not that I know of, not like hardly any or none at all. There's no weird smell. There's no paraffin smell. My eyes are fine. Like I can be this close to these candles for an extended amount of time and not feel any irritation. Okay, so why is this one out and this one's in? The reason why I wanted to show you this was, how do you distinguish between the paraffin free, right? The palm wax or palm oil or even the soy ones versus the paraffin ones. The the palm ones, the palm wax ones that are paraffin free, will usually be a little more pasty, right? Think like quote unquote exact terms, waxy or pasty. That's kind of how these candles look. The paraffin ones are like a solid block. So you can actually pull them out of the tins. Whereas these, you can't do that. If you tried to pull on this, basically you're going to pull the wick out. You're basically going to waste the candle. But for what it's worth, I honestly will from now on buy this type of candle, which is the paraffin free kind, for the tea lights, for sanctuary candles, like 6-day, what do they call them? Your devotion candles, right? Like if you have a little shrine set up and you want to do that whole spiel, be my guest. Anyways, links are down below in the description. They'll also be in the comment section, so make sure to check those out. But honestly, whoever made these, I can't even remember. I'll put links down below. This company's pretty good. This was literally, as this channel was designed to do, this particular company was the best bang for the buck. So highest quality, lowest price. That's what I found. And there's 8-hour version. There's a 6-hour version. I believe there's also a 4-hour version. Basically, the container just keeps getting smaller. So the 6 hours like a little bit shorter, right? 6 hours like a little bit shorter than the 8-hour is. But you kind of get a sense of what's going on there. So price comparison. That was another one. Those big, tall, like devotion candles, right? The ones that last for 6 straight days or 5 straight days. I honestly did the math. And ironically, these little tea lights are less expensive than the big devotion candles. So like whatever the math comes out to, I'll have to sit there with the calculator one day and do that. But honestly, I did the math, and like these are 8 hours. So it would take 3, right? In a 24-hour time span, 3 to make one day. And then if you went 6-day, you would need like 18 of them. But the cost of 18 of these, especially when you're buying them in bulk, is less expensive than buying one of those tall devotion candles that last for 6 days. It's just insane. And most of those devotion candles are made from paraffin, which is the bad wax, right? The wax that you don't want. So here you're getting a better wax, burns clean, no eye irritation, no weird, funny smell. It's less expensive. I mean, that's 5 pros right there versus, thinking you're going to go the less expensive route, the cheaper route, but actually all you're getting is cheap quality stuff and you're going to pay more for it. So anyways, with that being said, I hope that makes sense. Yes, no, yes, I hope so. Links are down below in the description, also in the comment section. I'm the Old Coot, and I'll catch you all in the next exciting video.